Hello again, and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover, including Kxng Crook setting it straight for an Eminem critic who thought they were onto something, Eminem earning another Billboard 200 record, another first in hip-hop music, and we also have Treach reviewing and rating some bars from Eminem without prior knowledge of the artist behind the lyrics. And these topics have sparked reactions across social media platforms, and we'll get to them in a bit. But first, if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and find me on social media at ETLifestyle_web. So we'll start with Eminem's latest Billboard 200 record, and for a while now on the charts for greatest Billboard 200 artists, Eminem was ranked number 14, the highest for rappers, and while it remains unclear what Billboard prioritizes to rank these artists, since Michael Jackson for instance was number 10, despite selling more albums than artists that rank higher like Taylor Swift who was at number 8, a new report of an upcoming update has revealed that Eminem will become the first rapper to crack the top 10. It goes, Eminem has entered the top 10 greatest of all time Billboard 200 artists. According to the most recent prediction, he rises to number 9, up 5 from the 2015 update. And in reaction to this news, some users broke it down. Eminem just keeps making history every day, and some people still have the audacity to disrespect this legend. More on this soon when we get to Crook's segment of this video. And speaking on some recent feats by Eminem, a user expands. 12 days into April, and Eminem has entered the top 10 greatest of all time Billboard 200 artists at number 9, one outstanding major label recording for music to be murdered by DMAs, and surpassed 43 million followers and 40 million listeners on Spotify. His longevity is so inspiring. And moving on to the next point, our discussion that started with LL Cool J led to a reaction where Crook had to give an Eminem critic a reality check, and it started with this from LL. Me being called the forefather of pop rap is very confusing. What the hell are you talking about? LOL. And Crook reacted to LL's post with, only forefather of pop rap with 2 L's in his name is Vanilla Ice. And after a user reacted to Crook's post with, Ice was a cornball white rapper that ended up creating a barrier for anyone white trying to rap in a black spot as a mockery and a joke, until Marshall Mathers came along at the end of the 90s and broke down that wall. If it wasn't for M, that wall would still exist. To which Crook reacted, what about the Beasties, Third Base, Everlast, etc. And the response to this from a user sparked some drama. M broke down that wall, facts, but he low-key brought back that white rapper jokes again. Let's keep it real, no one respects M anymore because his recent works and freestyle. And before I get to how this turned out, I have to ask, what is it with Eminem detractors and their quest to generalize based on delusions? There's no objective measure to the claim that Eminem's recent works are bad, none that can be quantifiable, but they still try. And before Crook responded to this, users got to work on the every legend throughout history highly respects Eminem, you moron, and you haven't listened to any of his recent work clearly. And the irony here is that we also have Treach rating Eminem bars coming up soon from a song on his latest project. On this, another user added, did this dude legit just say no one respects M anymore? My man, his recent work is some of the best ever, shake my freaking head. This is happening just days after Eminem was voted the greatest rapper alive in 2021 and the biggest poll on the internet on this so far in 2021, where Eminem won over Drake in the finals, hence why I pointed out earlier that I wonder why critics choose delusions over readily available facts, and Crook came in with the mic drop. I respect him and his work, and the response from the initial user that started this is pretty much what we've come to expect from Eminem critics on the internet. Of course, Crook, I just wrote it based on what I see here and in some podcasts, and the user had to ask, so you don't have a personal opinion of your own? Legends praise Eminem all the time, his numbers keep growing, over 40 million listeners and followers right now on Spotify, voted the greatest alive just days ago, but nope, I'll go with what I heard on a podcast that attracts 200 monthly listeners, and what I see users with 3 followers say about Eminem, genius. And in reaction to Crook, a user states, same, I have no idea why this agenda against Marshall exists, he respects every rapper and has shown love, what's the basis? And if you've been following this channel, you already have an idea. It goes skin shade, gender, and orientation. Butthurt extremists in these groups hate him for reasons that got nothing to do with his talent, and hip-hop media in general underreports this, especially the organized effort from the, in quotes, skin shade merchants. I've got an interesting find on this coming up in a future video to show how Eminem fans are viewed by some of his critics. And moving on to the next point, BET recently featured Treach on the Rate the Bars show, where rappers without prior knowledge of the artist behind the bars rate them. And this was how it went down when it got to Eminem.
Lone sniper, I hold a microphone like a loaded rifle. My dome's brighter. All I spit from is skull fire. All that missing a motorcycle with the chrome wires, spoke tires. And y'all are flow biters. So I don't gotta explain why they call me your ghost writer.
Based off that alone, before we continue, it's important to highlight that Treach is getting praised for how he read out the bars in the video. This dude was reading the bars with cadences, and he knew right away on what word he should put the emphasis to figure out the rhyme scheme. It just shows the level of genius of Treach. Salute. And this was his rating.
Lyrics, word patterns, not the normal, not something that the regular rapper would hear, that you would write, yo, man, this is 5, man. This is 5.
Book of Rhymes released in 2020 on Eminem's latest project, a song with a rap performance that I believe dwarfs entire discographies from many popular rappers with ease, but we are to believe no one respects Eminem because of his recent work, and here's how some have reacted so far. On Reddit, a user states, after all the praise that M gave him, it's really satisfying to watch, to which a user expanded, that's what I'm saying. Just imagine how happy and proud M would be watching one of his idols praising him for the bars. Man. And on Twitter, a user expands. This is it right here. Hip Hop Twitter can go F itself. That will be all. Comment below and see you on the next one.